have a very, I'm just going to take that scarf off. It's a little warm up here. I know we have a very international audience on board, so I'd like to say to you first, buenas noches. Now here's how it goes. Even if you don't speak it, you can still repeat it. It's all right. Buenas noches, everyone. Buonasera. Bonsoir. Guten Abend. Dobry wieczór. You see, I say all of these things, of course, because I come from a very, very, very exotic part of the United States called Dayton, Ohio. You've never been. You just know from the name. But it's a great place to live. That's where I originally was born. It's great to be here with you here tonight in this lovely theater. What a beautiful part of the world we are in together. Tonight we're going to celebrate some of the great leading ladies from our time and from around the world. But you know, before the show, I was speaking with Stephen, our musical director back here on trombone. Have you met Stephen? Yeah, say hi everybody. We had a quick chat, and I said to him, you know, do you think they're going to like the songs I chose tonight? And he said, well, Jennifer, he said, it's the oldest rule in show business, why don't you just ask them? So if we could just get those house lights up just a little bit there, Nate. I'd like to find out from some of you, what are your favorite female singers throughout history? Just go ahead and shout them out.
Barbara Streisand.
She always gets mentioned first, always. Barbara Streisand, Ella Fitzgerald, okay. Liza Minnelli, Judy Garland, ooh, that's a great example. Sarah Brightman, okay, very good, yeah. Celine Dion.
Dolly Parton.
Julie Andrews, Dolly Parton, all right. We're getting somewhere, all right. Sarah Brightman, yes, okay. Did somebody say Benny Hill? Did I hear that? Kind of works, but oh yeah, she's fantastic. Good one. Edith Piaf, oh my goodness. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be singing any of those ladies' songs. I'm just kidding, we'll get to a few of them here in just a few minutes. But one lady actually that was mentioned, fun enough, happens to be a little lady from a part of the world not too far from where I grew up, and that is indeed a lady by the name of Dolly Parton. Now, I know some of you might be sitting there thinking that Dolly Parton is only famous for one thing, right? Okay, two things. That would be her music and her lyrics. But this next song actually was originally written and composed by the lovely Dolly Parton, although it's been reinvented by many, many people, including Willie Nelson and, of course, Whitney Houston, of course, from that great movie, The Bodyguard. But this particular version happens to be a version that I found from a beautiful Welsh soprano by the name of Catherine Jenkins, who basically took this song, oh, very good, took this song and basically gave it a bit of a classical twist. But however you know this reinvented melody, I think tonight you just might recognize it. Sei, ora stasera qui, non sarei come tu, mi vuoi. Già lo so, go. 1, 2. We're going to head down now to the southern coast of Spain, and one of my favorite operatic characters, of course, from history, Carmen. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story. You see, I've always wanted to play the role of Carmen, but recently a friend of mine who's a director in New York, he said to me, he said, Jennifer, darling, he says, you're never going to be a Carmen. And I said, well, why not? And he says, well, first of all, he says, you are blonde. You have blonde hair. They never hire blondes to be Carmen. And I said, oh, is that right? And he says, yes. He says, you would have to dye your hair. And I looked at him and puzzled, and I said, well, if you just give me about 4 months, I'll just stop dyeing my hair. And then it'll get some fun. Nevertheless, tonight I'd like to celebrate a few of those great songs from a fabulous score. And George Bizet's beloved Gypsy Girl, Carmen. About my job, which I almost feel strange calling it that because I love doing what I do, is I get to travel and meet all sorts of people all over the world. But recently I was down in the southern part of the U.S. in North Carolina doing a, oh, very good. All right, we'll have to have a chat after. And I met some really wonderful, nice people down there. And a lady came up to me after the show near Asheville, and she said, to me, she said, Jennifer, darling, she said, I love all those songs you sang tonight. She said, I have no idea what you were saying, but it sure was pretty. And I said, well, thank you very much. And she said, you know, Jennifer, she says, I sing every morning to the greatest man who ever walked into my life. And I said, oh, is that right? I said, well, what is his name? And she said, Pages. I said, well, oh, is that like a pet name for your husband? She said, honey, that's not my husband, that's my dog. she was quite a character. These dog people. But one of the songs she was talking about was a beautiful melody that I think has practically become the national theme song of Mexico, written by a beautiful Mexican composer by the name of Consuelo Velasquez, who wrote this song. And I was reading an archived article actually from Time magazine. They interviewed her later at the end of her life, and they said, Miss Velasquez, they said, who was the man who inspired this song, this beautiful melody? Who was the man that these beautiful lyrics about wanting someone and fearing that you would not see them tomorrow? Who was the man? And she said, my dear, I wrote that song when I was 13 years old, and I never even kissed a boy. So, so I think that shows us that some of the greatest lyrics come from the mouth of babes. Without further ado, Bésame Mucho.